New York City, 8 million people. A city known for its nightlife, Broadway theaters, diplomacy, old men in suits making bad financial decisions, and even a drunk or two. But the city that never sleeps conflicts with my passion. The only type of motorsport you would ever find here in New York is that between taxi cabs on the West Side Highway. But New York is not full of hipsters the way the Twitter generation wants you to believe. There are car guys here. Let's not forget that within 2 hours of Midtown Manhattan, you've got Monticello Motor Club, Lime Rock Park, and a former Grand Prix track known as Watkins Glen. But that's not enough. The holy grail of racing is to have a race in New York City. Forget Lewis Hamilton at Watkins Glen with his MP4 23C. No. A New York Grand Prix would be like Monaco. It'd be that intense. And you know what? I'm not the only one that thinks that. There's been a surge of the past 2 years to bring Formula One to New York. But there's the problem, the money. Bernie Ecclestone reportedly charges a fee to a city or track of upwards of $40 million an event. Monaco has that fee waived, but everyone else, they have to follow Bernie's rules. But I'm not going to hold that against Bernie Ecclestone. He's turned Formula One into a multi-billion-dollar operation. Now, what I care about is Formula One in New York. So that brings me to 1 o'clock in the morning in Times Square, where we're going to drive the best, the suggested, the thought of Formula One tracks of New York City. Obviously, we need a car for the job, and what's better than mid-engine, rear-wheel drive, German sports car, the Cayman R. Every iteration of a racetrack in Midtown Manhattan has included a few key aspects. First off, it needs to incorporate somehow, some way, Central Park. There's also some incorporation with Times Square. If you want a Grand Prix track in New York City, it's got to be somewhere in Midtown Manhattan. Crossing Central Park. Oh, 66th Street with the side walls. Sounds great. Another tunnel. Let's go down to 2nd. Come on, we gotta hear it. Okay, we're passing Lincoln Center, and the plan is to continue down Broadway towards Columbus Circle, go around the circle, down Broadway to Times Square, onto 7th Avenue, cut across to 6th, back uptown, complete the circuit by hitting 66th Street, and then going through Central Park once again. Now, the problem with all this, aside from the lights, is the fact that you are literally closing down the most important road in Manhattan to have a race. We are in New Jersey, and we are on to the second possible Formula One track in the area, the one that's actually being discussed right now as a possible venue, as a second American Grand Prix. But before we get there, let's talk about the Cayman R. Compared to the Cayman S, it's got 10 more horsepower for a total of 330. Doesn't sound like a lot, but you gotta listen to the whole package for it to really make sense. Car also sits about an inch lower to the ground, 0.8 to be exact. It's got a wider track, stiffer springs, stiffer suspension, and a much thicker anti-roll bar. Overall, the car is much more stiff, and when compared to the sister Boxster Spider, especially with this roof, it is stiffer. The one thing that really kind of defines what the Cayman R is, and kind of wraps the package together to make sense, is the reduction in weight, 121 pounds. Now I know what you're saying, 121 pounds, that's nothing. You want to know something? You're wrong. Let me show you. Right here, this is my Pelican case, 65 pounds. Every time I travel, I carry that. There's one more. This right here, more gear, 25 pounds. This is what we normally take on a shoot, whether it be here around New York City or anywhere else, 90 pounds. Think 30 more. That's how much weight came out of the Cayman R. I also clearly demonstrated how much room the Cayman has. All right, so we're coming off of River Road and we're approaching the possible new Weehawken Formula One racetrack. As we enter the track, we head up the hill towards the cliff. We pass a water treatment plant, which smells like shit. We turn onto JFK Boulevard on top of the cliff in Weehawken. there's one thing that really stands out. Not only do you have a beautiful view of New York City, but then you have, holy crap, a crap load of residential complexes. Past the abandoned Exxon station, which has sat vacant for so many years, make a left at 47th Street, and we go back down the cliff. And as we go down this hill, past another speed bump, downshift into First, scare all the homeless people out of the woods, down the hill, right towards the Hudson River, great view of Midtown Manhattan, back right onto River Road. You go onto the road you just came from down the hill, and as we come to the end of a full lap off of River Road, right before going back up the cliff, I have to tell you, this is never going to happen. Too many residential complexes on these roads. Never will get approval, not enough places for grandstands. The roads are wide enough, roads are good, it would be a great thing to race. Permits are never going to happen. One of the beauties of the Liberty State Park circuit is that it really doesn't interfere with much of the surrounding community. It's kind of separated from Jersey City, New York City, and it wouldn't really affect too much of what goes on in New York, yet it's still a 5-minute ride by car, even less by boat. The sweeping turns on the back, past the Liberty Science Center. Even though they're not paved, holy crap, so much fun. In a Formula One car, I could not believe how much fun this would be. It really should be a dusk or night race, because as you're going through the S's in Liberty State Park and you see the New York skyline, it's like nothing else. And then as you approach the old railroad station, it really comes to you and you realize, holy crap, I am racing on one of the coolest circuits there possibly could be in New York, minus the bumps. So why did it all fall through? Well, aside from the fact that Austin, Texas is a young and upcoming city, and they had the money, the problems were New Jersey and politics. The politics with this state and New York ruined it. So what about the Cayman R? And yes, we did drive it around New York City and not on the track where it belongs. That said, I have to tell you, with the exception of maybe the Boxer Spider, which is its sister, this is the car I most likely would own out of the Porsche portfolio. This car is so well balanced and neutral. And I am saying that because I know it won't kill me. It won't get you in trouble. And the way it sits and what it represents is so pure Porsche. It's what I love. What it represents, how it feels, it's a great car.
Next generation of performance is here. Royal Purple's new high-performance street motor oil, HPS. Fortified with zinc phosphorus anti-wear protection, HPS exceeds the demands of high-performance and modified engines. Magnified, HPS improves metal surfaces for longer engine life. HPS's high film strength frees up more power, reduces heat and wear, plus provides greater protection. The next generation of performance is here with HPS from Royal Purple, the performance oil that outperforms.